I think we should ban emission rights for clean projects. And here's why. Under the Clean Development Mechanism, projects in industries have to buy or be allocated right to emit carbon dioxide. The concept is based on the cap and trade of other pollutants. That has been widely successful. There's only one problem in the current approach, and that it's not cap and trade. What cap and trade means is that you have a limit to the amount of pollution that can be emitted by, for instance, one factory, and you encourage this factory to reduce its emissions so it can trade those reduced emissions with other polluters. Every year the cap should be revised downwards, so the overall participants in the system will emit less pollutants. It's only between pollutants, of course. It compares possible alternatives if you are building a new plant in the allocation of the quotum, and thus it penalizes the more polluting solution and incentivizes the less polluting ones. And then what you get is this effect, where you have first you have a lot of black stuff, a lot of carbon emissions coming from a project, and then as it becomes more clean, the carbon emissions are reduced. Why would you keep clean projects out? If you allow clean projects like solar, etc., to apply for emissions rights, you make the cap and trade system ineffective. These projects are seen as emissions reductions. For instance, I have an example of a wind farm in a file in Switzerland that does not emit 156.26 tons of carbon dioxide. Well, first of all, that's totally illogical. Clean projects do not emit any amount of pollutants, so why would they be in some emission trading scheme? Second of all, if you allocate emission rights to these projects, you cancel out the effect of the cap and trade system for the polluters. And this works like this. If you have a polluter on the left that has an X amount of pollution, and you have a clean energy product on the right, then the polluter will buy the emission rights from the clean energy project and still pollute those. So still throw out those carbon dioxide tons into the atmosphere. And it drives the cost of alternative energy projects up, because it has a real benefit to have a clean project, because you can sell your credits. It slows them down because you have to apply for the mechanism that for the rights to emit, basically, while you're not emitting anything. And it also ties the banking financial system and the industries into the system of carbon emission trading and clean energy development, which of course is a huge detriment to it, because of course the dirty industries have a much bigger lobby at the moment, because they are the biggest earners at the moment. So you will you're totally crippling the whole clean development, and you're also not having a netto effect on the climate change problem. You're not reducing carbon emissions. You know, if a clean energy project comes on stream, it applies for carbon credits under the CADM system, say blah blah blah. Anyway, I already said that. You can read the article, it's next to this video. So the way it's organized right now is that you have this picture. You have the dirty industries that are remaining their dirtiness, let's say, or that even become more dirty, that are growing, just like Japan. And then you have clean energy products, like the one on the bottom, that are growing, but there's no netto effect on the carbon emissions into the atmosphere. And that's what we're all suffering from. That's what the planet and the ecosystem is being destroyed by. So that makes it totally ineffective, the whole clean development mechanism. And the solution is simple. What should be done in the new Kyoto emission trade, or as soon as possible basically, emission trade should only be allowed between parties that have significant emissions of carbon dioxide. No loopholes should be allowed for clean projects that create no carbon emissions. Only this way there will be an effective incentive to move towards cleaner technologies, which are abundantly available and will become more viable as people start to wake up to the risk and the cost of fossil fuels. Of course, these clean energy technologies are completely viable and are very easy to do, and should be done as the only thing done. So no dirty fuel whatsoever. But there's always this clean development mechanism system to basically thwart the huge incentive that would go out of penalizing fossil fuel use and not tying the clean energy development into the loop of the financial bank system and the industries.